back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and I know Kurama's death hurt. It hurt a lot, but things might be worse than you think.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
With our degree in anime bullshit science, and based upon the evidence we have found on how tail beasts are created, we think there is no way Kurama the Nine Tails can come back.
What?
Once you completely watch this video, you will understand what I mean. The only way Kurama can be brought back to life is if Kishimoto introduces a new concept through Amado or Orochimaru figuring out some type of way to bring Kurama back by writing some sort of plot device. I'm saying this because the evidence that we will explain in this video will pretty much clear up how Kurama died and why he cannot be reborn.
What's wrong with you, bro? What the heck? You tripping, bro? You tripping?
So for me to address the various theories in the community and in the comments that I have seen in regards to Kurama's rebirth and how he isn't actually dead forever, I need to first explain how he died and why. This way we will all be on the same page with the answers that we will provide. Okay guys, before I dive any deeper, I would like to address a question a lot of you asked in the comments. What editing software do you use or recommend? I want to learn how to edit like you guys at ABD. Well, what if I told you I can safely and confidently recommend an efficient, easy to use video editing software with powerful tools? That's right, I want to introduce you guys to Filmora 10. A lot of you are inspired to become YouTubers, and one of the biggest steps you need to take to go into the right direction is using the correct video editor so that you can make memes, your own style, create videos with photos, pictures, music, stickers, and sound effects. You can use Filmora X for whatever platform you want: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, WhatsApp, or even Twitter. One of our favorite features is the new AR stickers. These babies can make editing videos far more interesting and a fun experience. It's easy to use because all you have to do is auto add the stickers you want, and they're all already specifically designed to follow your face with motion tracking. It's as easy as clicking and dragging your favorite stickers onto your editing timeline. Also, I know some of you are going back to academy, school is back in session. You can take Filmora X with you and capture your time there. If you buy it between now and September 30th, you can save 40% on your total purchase. Also, you can share your videos with the hashtag Wondershare Back to School, and you might just win an iPad Pro and save big on those big school essential items. You can try Filmora 10 for free using the download link in the pinned comment and description. Alright, let's get back to the video. Well, it all started with a man named Isshiki, who was simping for Kawaki's cheeks for years upon years. He needed a vessel, and those cheeks became his aim. He invades Konoha with Black Air Force energy, wanting all the smoke from Naruto and Sasuke. Isshiki considers both of them as flies, since they lost to him in his lesser vessel named, you guessed it, Jigen. And indeed, they did get bodied, we cannot deny that. Naruto and Sasuke are fighting a losing battle, getting smashed around with the utmost disrespect. Kurama witnesses this disrespect, by the way. He witnesses all of it, so he offers Naruto a power that could help him win: Baryon Mode.
Huh?
Now, with the name of this mode, Baryon Mode, you're probably thinking, what does this even mean? And I've never come across it in my entire life, ABD. Please help me out. Well, that's where I come in. I'm gonna do that just for you. Kurama somehow has an understanding of nuclear fission and chemistry. Boruto has become a story based upon real life science, where Amado uses inorganic technology and Orochimaru is using organic, right? The writers themselves have claimed that science and technology is an integral part of Boruto's society that determines how powerful a nation would be. So characters that had intellectual understanding of science gained more prominence in peacetime. I need to break down what Baryon Mode is doing to prove the fact that Kurama's chakra and existence no longer can exist with the way he described how the power actually works. Essentially, baryons are subatomic particles belonging to the hadron family of particles, where hadrons are simply subatomic composite particles made of two or more quarks held together by a strong force. Quarks are a type of elementary particle and a fundamental constituent of matter. Think of them as the foundation for all things. Without quarks, there will be nothing in existence at all.
Hey yo, what the?
So think about Kurama. How was he created? He is pure energy, right? Hagoromo created him. The most familiar baryons are protons and neutrons, both of which contain 3 quarks, and for this reason they are sometimes called triquarks, and these particles make up most of the mass of the visible matter in the universe and compose the nucleus of every atom, which is made up of neutrons, protons and electrons. Okay, I get it. This is all science stuff. I don't know what you're saying, ABD. You're confused. Well, listen, Naruto's new mode is referring to the fundamental building blocks of energy and existence itself. Remember, it's not just chakra, but the very life energy and everything that constitutes it. This moves us onto the process of how this mode works, which Kurama compared it to the process of how the sun generates energy, which is, of course, nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion is a reaction in which 2 or more atoms collide, combining to form a different atomic and subatomic particle. The change in mass between the reactants and end products becomes energy, either being absorbed or released. So this explains how Naruto and Kurama are using their own life force or absorbing Isshiki's life force as he lands punches on him, as they both are part of the reaction. Now, in the real world, humans have used this type of process in creating devastating outputs of energy, including nuclear weapons. Whilst in Naruto, the tail beasts were referred to as this. They were political tools before Naruto came along and brought about peace. Nuclear weapons in our world follow the process of nuclear fission. Such fusion weapons are generally referred to as hydrogen bombs. The largest nuclear weapon ever detonated was the Tsar bomb of the USSR, releasing an energy equivalent of over 50 megatons of TNT. So the important point I'm making is that the fusion of matter releases crazy amounts of energy. In Naruto's new form, the fusion is between Naruto and Kurama's chakra, and as they fuse into something new, a huge amount of energy is released. Now, you guys don't really have to understand the whole process of what the hell I'm saying right now. Even Kurama says the theory doesn't matter, but he does explain that their 2 chakra are serving as kernels to create a whole new kind of energy, something different from chakra. Naruto asks how it's different from any form he's had to this point, and Kurama says it's completely different down to the root. As before with the other forms such as KCM, he was just taking chakra he acquired from elsewhere, whereas this new Baryon mode is actually consuming their own chakra and life force as the raw material to give Naruto a momentary boost in power. This is because the Baryon mode reaction that's taking place isn't just on the surface level compared to any other simple jutsu. It's not transforming chakra into another form of energy like we see the various other techniques. Rather, Naruto's Baryon mode is literally eating the chakra and life force. So in Isshiki's case, even if Otsutsuki do not have the connection to produce chakra by molding their base energies, they still have life force, which Naruto can zap out of them with his Baryon mode. This will continue until either one of them or both life run out, as the reaction would come to an end. Due to this, Kurama cautions Naruto to not make any unnecessary movements and to even get rid of any unneeded thoughts, as that's what is required to keep up this Baryon mode. As a result, the benefit of Baryon mode is allowing Naruto to shave off his opponent's chakra life force when they come into contact with them. Hence, in Isshiki's case, he thought everything was fine, but he was actually suffering. The anime retconned a lot that happened in the manga, or should I say illustrated it a lot better. In the manga, it seemed like Isshiki was still stronger, as Kurama even stated this while the battle was still happening, where he stated that it was a battle of attrition. But in the anime, it clearly showcases that Naruto was overwhelming, and even states that their power should definitely exceed his. So if you were concentrating, remember I explained the process of nuclear fusion. Well, since Kurama died, that means all his life force and chakra was consumed for this reaction to occur. This energy has been used against Isshiki and therefore gone forever. In chemistry, when a catalyst has been consumed to create a reaction, it means it doesn't exist anymore, since its energy has already been transferred for the reaction to succeed. And to further prove that Boruto has used science to create the concept of this reaction in Baryon mode, we can use the fact that Naruto mentions that his body feels heavy like lead after the mode was deactivated, which is a clear nod to the reaction, since lead is a byproduct byproduct of a Baryon reaction. By the end of Naruto's fight with Isshiki, Kurama used up all of his life force, and as we know from chapter 55, Kurama bids his farewell. Kurama tells Naruto that normally when a Biju is extracted, the Jinchuriki dies, but Naruto is an exception to this rule, and that the Biju chakra will simply just vanish. Now I'm gonna pass on the video to Yusuf addressing all the community questions and theories regarding why Kurama can come back alive.
Okay, so now that Adul explained Baryon Mode and its effects, let's finally come down to what exactly happened to our nine-tailed fox Kurama, and if he's truly gone forever, addressing the questions we as a community have. For example, a lot of you pointed out that in chapter 503, tailed beasts are noted to resurrect after a time period if they pass away. Some of you have even suggested that the 10 tails Sasuke found could be split into a new Kurama. And I even heard possibilities of anime bullshit signs occurring with the Gold and Silver brothers, where they have a bit of Kurama's chakra after eating it, and with that, it can help resurrect Kurama. Well, I'm here to explain why that unfortunately will not be possible. But to understand all of this, we need to break down what exactly is Kurama and the difference between him and other living beings. Well, firstly, Kurama, along with his tailed beast siblings, were originally just a huge amount of chakra. The 10 tails chakra to be precise. The 10 tails body was sealed, becoming the moon. Yes, the moon is literally the embodiment of the 10 tails shell. And then the 10 tails chakra was taken in by Hagoromo, making him a Jinchuriki. But think of the 10 tails chakra as a form of life energy, consisting of spiritual and physical energy. Also, a side note is that yin and yang are also respectively the representation of spiritual and the physical. Yin release uses spiritual aspect of chakra, and yang release uses the physical aspect. Later down the line, Hagoromo, using his creation of all things technique, divided the chakra into 9 separate bodies based on his imagination. Yes, this godly sage just popped 9 monstrous beings into existence. He was able to do this by using yin-yang release to create a form out of nothingness, which is from the spiritual energy and the basis of yin chakra, and then he would use the application of physical energy from the basis of yang chakra to give the form life and an actual body. Once he did this, Hagoromo gave these 9 distinct entities names. In essence, Kurama was just living chakra with a distinct personality attached to it. So the question if these beasts have a soul is, is a difficult one. In chapter 55, Kurama did say that if Naruto doesn't be careful and overdoes it, he will end up joining him, implying that Kurama could be going to the Pure Land, where all earthly souls meet, or he simply just meant joining him in death. Regardless of if he has a soul or not, given the nature of Kurama's birth, it's fair to say that Kurama is just chakra with personality attached to it. We can also apply information from what we know of the separation of Kurama by Minato. When he split it into yin and yang half, each of the Kurama had distinct personalities and experiences. Yin Kurama was sealed away with Minato and had his own experiences. Likewise, Yang Kurama with Naruto. When the both half re-emerged, their memories and personalities combined. However, for the time they were separated, these two Kuramas were distinct beings. This point is important to grasp to understand whether Kurama can come back to life, because once you realize that Kurama is literally just a living personality and experiences attached to chakra and nothing more, then you will come to terms with Kurama's death being dead forever with no means of coming back, because the essence and life force which formed Kurama is now gone. Now coming to the argument of Naruto chapter 53, where Kushina indicated that the tailed beast comes back alive over time as she was planning to die with Kurama. We also know this happened with the free-tailed beast Isobu, as when it was inside of Rin when she committed suicide using Kakashi Chidori, he was gone for however long and then re-emerged in a lake where he stayed until Deidara captured him. However, the way we could understand this is because the tailed beast itself didn't die. Rather, when the Jinchuriki dies, the chakra just disperses and then over time it gathers up again. The personality which was created by Hagoromo eventually reforms. Whereas in Kurama's case, he does die. As in chapter 55 of Boruto, he specifically stated that his life force was burnt and the Biju chakra Naruto had will just simply vanish. This statement could also indicate that any chakra which was linked to Kurama's consciousness will also just vanish. Which brings us to the case of the Gold and Silver brothers. It's likely the moment Kurama's consciousness and life force died, every single chakra that was attached to his personality and consciousness also disappeared, meaning they shouldn't have it anymore either. Remember guys, as Adul nicely explained earlier on in this video, the science behind the Baryon Mode, Kurama's chakra and life force has been consumed rather than utilized. Also, I want to clarify that unlike Minato with the Yin Kurama, the Gold and Silver brothers did not have the Nine Tails consciousness attached to them after they ate the flesh and gained his chakra. Rather, the Gold and Silver brothers having the Nine Tails chakra is more akin to when Naruto shared his chakra to everyone back in chapter 617. Even though they exhibited a form of Nine Tails transformation, Kurama's consciousness was absent from all of this. But the main point I'm trying to make here is that the Baryon mode literally killed Kurama's consciousness and the very life force that represents who he is. And even if somehow someone grows a new god tree, learns the creation of all things, uses it to create a new set of tail beasts as Hagoromo once did, Kurama will still be gone. Why? Well, because these new tail beasts will not be Kurama, will not have his experiences and will not have his distinct personality. All of that is gone. Now, I know I had to mention all of this because in Boruto we have another tailed beast waiting around to suck up that earth's good energy and become the god tree bearing the chakra fruit. And people think with Naruto and Sasuke having yin yang chakra and their mastery of sage mode, they would be able to replicate the creation of the tailed beast again, henceforth reviving Kurama. But as I clarified, this new beast will be a completely different being. Also, to further debunk this theory, there is a huge misconception that Naruto and Sasuke can even perform the creation of all things jutsu. Naruto only has 6-path sage mode, not 6-path chakra. 6-path chakra is different from 6-path sage mode. The 6-path's power is an array of abilities originated from Hagoromo, the ancestor of all shinobis, and through the generations, these power have been separated to create what's known as ninshu and the 6-path senjutsu. Those gifted with the 6-path power will inherit one of the two markings, the mark of the sun if they have inherited the sage's truth, or the moon if they inherit his ideals. But the power used by Hagoromo involves an incredibly polished and unique chakra, which as stated by Sasuke is of course known as 6-path chakra. And whilst it's unknown what exactly the content of this chakra is, we do know that it's needed to counter the shadows created by Madara's limbo clones and other things. This alone proves to us that the 6-path chakra ain't no ordinary shit and different from regular chakra. Hagoromo himself even reveals that his chakra is evenly split between the descendants of his two sons, Indra and Ashura, which when combined would create this unique chakra. However, no one individually has it apart from him. Either way, only with this unique chakra you can use the creation of all things techniques. That's how Hagoromo made the bijus, that's how Naruto healed Kakashi's eyes and saved Guy. However, Naruto doesn't have this chakra innately, and after the Naruto series, both Naruto and Sasuke used up all of Hagoromo's chakra. And come on guys, if he could create shit, he wouldn't have needed a Hashirama arm. My man would have just popped that shit into existence. So, I'm sorry, Kurama is dead. And we have to come to terms with this. Trust me, this death hit us hard. We all grew up with Naruto and Kurama. Sadly, the way the manga depicted his death in a sudden manner, with no emphasis on the magnitude of this loss, we all felt it isn't real. And eventually, we will see Kurama again. However, it's clear that Boruto is trying to move past the era of Naruto and Sasuke to put more focus on the next generation. Sasuke losing his eye set this on stone. Both Naruto and Sasuke are intentionally nerfed, and I'm sure it's going to stay that way. Let us know what you guys think and drop an F in the comment section below for Arc 9 Tails Fox Kurama. With that guys, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, ding that notification bell to stay updated with all our content. Till then, I'll catch you lot next time.